this says, I was hoping that we'd be able to work this thing out with Agent Sabic, but he's got someone in Prague selling CIA secrets. We can't let that slide. I wish we could just focus on Sabic. Soviets are nosing around manufacturing sites, and we gotta know why. Finally, some good news. The folks in the lab hooked up a partial treatment for some of the Medusa symptoms, which have just come in. It says, open number 1 and read its contents. There's some cues.
Credible on these from last time.
It says the trials. There have been plague flare-ups in the cities where the Medusa trials were held. Hey, y'all were trained as doctors, remember? Time to put that bedside manner to good use and help some victims. Right now, put the 6 enclosed disease cubes to the side of the board to form a supply.
Got it.
Add the enclosed stickers to the incident tokens, game board, and rule book. Alright, so add the treat sticker to the specialization spot in the first alias of each passport. Alright, so add the enclosed stickers to the incident tokens, game board, and rule book.
Oh, so we put these on the other side of these. Okay.
The enclosed stickers to the incident tokens. Game board.
Got it.
Are there 7 stickers?
Yeah.
Add the enclosed stickers to the incident tokens, game board, and rule book. Add this sticker to the area marked crane on the game board. Protocol crane. It says add all infection cards with city names written on them face up here. And these stickers are rule B. It says add all infection cards with city names written on them face up to the threat discard pile. Add the sticker to the rule book. Rule Y. This says these infection rules are very similar to pandemic. When you draw an infection card, put 1 disease cube into the city named on that card. The city already has 3 cubes. Do not add 1. An outbreak occurs in that city instead. Add a disease cube to each connected city and place an outbreak token in the city. Use an incident/outbreak token. Outbreak Zaga.
So now we have even less incident/outbreak, technically. So we definitely have to make sure we're maintaining.
This is Rule Z. If any connected city already has 3 disease cubes, do not place a 4th in those cities. Instead, each connected city, a chain reaction outbreak occurs after the current outbreak is done. When chain reaction outbreak occurs, place outbreak tokens and disease cubes as above, except do not add a token or cube to cities that have already had an outbreak or a chain reaction outbreak as part of resolving the current infection card. Rule AA. This is game end. end. You need to add an outbreak token, but there aren't any supplies. That's when the game ends. You need to add a disease cube to the board, but there aren't any in the supply.
Yeah, that's just got way harder.
Alright, so this is add the treat stickers to the specialization spot in the first alias of each passport. Where did the passports go? Yours are over there. Or one of them. And the treat stickers to the specialization spot in the first alias.
First alias, okay.
And the contamination stickers in the so these I guess go back in there somewhere. Because didn't say to add to the second one. Add the contamination stickers to the reserve. Contamination stickers on the board do not have any gameplay effect yet. Okay, so I guess that goes in there. And rule Y or BB. This says add a contamination sticker to cities that contain one or more outbreak tokens. Add only one sticker regardless of how many outbreak tokens are in the city. Each city can have at most one contamination sticker. Do not add additional contamination stickers to cities that already have one, even if there are outbreak tokens on them. If there are no contamination stickers left in the supply, do not add any more.
Okay.
Okay, and then this says this objective has an unknown target city. To set it up, separate the 5 Pacific Rim cards. Shuffle them. This says this objective has a known target city. 2 active teams are required to complete it. Flip this card over and place it on the board in operations area. Prevent SAVIC from selling CIA secrets. Acquire target in Prague using 2 active teams at the same time. This says, got another question for your personnel file. Answer it as honestly as you can. Fill out the other side of this card as a group, then place the card into your personnel file. Decide as a group and fill in one bubble. We have emotional attachments to our friends.
Wait, what now?
It's asking the question, do we have emotional attachments to our friends?
Like in real life?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that goes in the personnel file. Once you take care of that question, we'll crunch some numbers and figure out what you might need to develop further as agents. Okay. Here is the psychological evaluation. Review your responses to questions 1 through 4 from the test in the personnel file. Circle the number for each question and total your results.
What are we doing now?
You gotta tell me what the answers are through those questions 1 through 4.
Okay. 1 was agree.
Yeah.
2 disagree.
Yeah.
3 disagree.
Yeah.
4 agree.
Okay, so our total is 2. So 1 and then 1. Operations card 61 is in your intelligence file. Add 2 to this total.
61?
Yeah.
Oh,
I should say in
we took 60.
so then our subtotal is 2. Flip this card over for your test results. Read the debrief corresponding to your total. 143.
43?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, team, I went over your responses and have an initial evaluation. Your can-do attitude is refreshing, all things considered, but remember that you're still new to this. For now, you've got to run some of your ops up the chain for approval. It's a pain, I know, but it ain't personal. Pretty standard stuff for new agents. Find a card 50 from the operations deck and place it face up in the operations area.
Which card?
50. Place it face up in the operations area. Evaluation oversight required. You must be in Washington to do the acquire targets action. Washington only.
It says if you receive a restriction card, put it in the operations area of the board and continue to do so at the start of each game. This goes in the personnel file.
Okay, so we have to have our team.
You must be in Washington to do the acquire targets action.
Yeah, like the person who's doing the action has to physically be in Washington when the team is set up in whatever city in order to do the action of acquire target.
One unknown city in the Pacific Rim. And this one is acquire target in Prague using 2 active teams. And this have to be the Soviet teams, and that can be any team.
Yeah, so we need to do the Soviet team first so that we just have it. Although I think because of these additions, we need to create more teams than just what we need, so that we have more moving around the board to help clear. So we know we need 2 active teams at the same time in Prague. So we need as many of the Soviet cards what is it, 5 apiece? Yes, we need 10 Soviet cards. I'll get over here quickly and create some safe houses. Which character are you playing with? Have you decided?
I mean, the one with the treat action, I guess.
What is your action?
Oh, but I guess we didn't put it on this one. Did you put it on both of them?
Yeah, there should have been. Were there only 2?
No, I put it back in here.
I was gonna say, I thought there should have been 4, right? But what are your
Research assistant and hotel administrator.
So you do the assemble team action with 1 fewer card. Well, so that would mean 4. We only need 4 cards to create a team. 4 cards to create a team as opposed to 5 and 5. Or, but you don't have any additional. You can't. This one is when you do the share until action, you may give anyone a city card. They'll share with you. They may take any one city card. As an action, you may move to the city name. You can move to Baghdad. And as an action, discard a city card to move a team to a matching city. I mean, dude can definitely do way more, but I think given that we need to create 2 teams, this one would be pretty helpful. I don't know, up to you. You're just gotta tell me which one you're doing. I'm sticking with Darius.
Do we pull out the other cards? I don't know if we do.
What do you mean?
The Algiers and Cairo.
I don't know because I don't feel like it said to.
Add all infection cards with each city name written on them face up here.
I don't think we do. It didn't tell us to. Okay, well, I got 2 Pacific Rim cards right off the bat.
Well, then we already know what it is because I have 2 as well.
Well, that's awesome then. There's only 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where the hell am I going? Riyadh.
But do you think at any point, if we have enough, even of the other symbols, the other affiliations, we should create teams for those, just so we have teams moving around, popping up? Who are you being?
Be the hotel administrator, I guess.
Okay, so blue?
Yep.
Okay.
So which city is it? I got Tokyo and Osaka.
I have Manila and Sydney.
Manila, Sydney.
So it's Jakarta. Okay.
So what do we have to do?
We need any team. And we need the team in Jakarta, but whoever does the action needs to be in Washington.
And to create a team, what's my card?
To create a team, we need a safe house.
Where's the other card?
I have one. The other 2 are there.
Yeah, but there's an action on the back.
Yeah, there should be one on the back of yours too.
Yeah, but then I gotta flip it over.
So
safe house, discard 5 cards. So I only need 4 matching affiliation of your city to put a team of that affiliation on.
yes.
And for this one, it doesn't matter anyways.
Right. I mean, this one doesn't matter because we don't need to do a disrupt trial objective. That's the only action that's on the back. Okay. I'm gonna do
hold on a second. What are the new words here? Marking exposed cities. For each city that becomes exposed, so we already did that. These exposed cities. Joint infection cards. So those are the great ones. So that's the only difference.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Four. Okay. 1. It's 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pyongyang and Madrid.
Where's Calcutta? No, I didn't. We could. I mean, this is where the other card would have been beneficial because now we gotta be in those cities if we're gonna trade cards to get a team.
We'll work it out.
I know it just needs to be an affiliation, so I need one more.
Yeah.
What was this? This need to be something that's neutral. You can create safe houses?
Mm-hmm. Which is what I'm gonna do in Manila. I'm gonna create one there, because then it's just one over to Jakarta. It's gonna be easier to create one there on my next turn.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, as it is, you only need those 4 to create your team, right?
Yep, but I gotta get to safe house.
Well, so I'm gonna make a safe house, so you'd have been better off just staying over here.
Well, it's too late now. Where's Bogota? That does not look like South America. Well, I guess it's turn.
Okay, is your turn done?
Yep.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, building a safe house.
You gotta leave.
I know. And then 4 over here. Although I suppose I could swap that and build the safe house in Jakarta. Might as well do that because then it's in a safe spot. Okay. 1, 2, escalation already. And Warsaw, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Peking. Okay, now we're going to be dealing with disease cubes. Pyongyang. Discover a city that matches your city to move to any city. So there's one.
Assembling a team. 2.
2. So 2.
You can't do the action yet. You can
I'll move back over to Washington. 3, 4.
okay.
Scramble teams. Move every team up to 3 cities away. Calcutta. And Algiers gets cubed.
Okay. Alright. I am going to discard and flags. One of mine is that as an action while at a safe house, discard a city card to move to any city on the board. At a safe house. I'm gonna move. Where it makes sense to place another safe house for, well, we're gonna need one for up here. So what is one that is safe?
You can fly into the Soviet place.
Yeah, I mean I can literally go to any city, I just have to be at a safe house when I do it. Prague, where is Prague? Okay, so well, I guess I'll go straight to Prague. And so that's 1. Build a safe house for 2. And then I'll go where makes sense that I can maybe move something, but not. Can I go? Well, we'll move this way, I guess, for towards Algiers. 3, 4. Okay. The king and Algiers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't need these.
So Moscow gets an incident. What happens with the incident again?
So incident you have to pull from the bottom.
Oh yeah. Teams compromise. Shift each team in a city with surveillance that is not in a safe house to Washington.
Okay, we'll wait till the safe house. Okay.
That goes over here.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was 1. Cairo. Okay, so 1, 2. I'll do the action here for 3. Let's Jakarta, that's what we knew. So that gets a token. It says we completed it. Wherever the tokens are.
Where's that one? Here.
And then we have to read the debrief.
205.
It says the Soviets were investigating a hydrogen production facility in a remote harbor outside the city. A large building built after the war. It's unclear how this relates to either production or deployment of the Medusa plague, but the Soviets appear to need large quantities of hydrogen. Take the city card on the objective and add it to the hand of the player who completed this objective. So that was 1, 2, 3, got one left. And we need Soviet teams.
Yeah, which we have the safe house, so we just need. We have, between the two of us, we have enough for a team, but realistically, I think we should just each try and get 5 and get over there and make. As opposed to moving cards around. Because no matter what, we need two vans, so.
Guess I'll go there.
We need to get over here and start mopping this up. So we need to move this guy, since he doesn't need to be there anymore.
I can move it to Calcutta with this, but that's it. Use this card.
That's fine.
Actions, mop up. Draw 2 cards. Lima. Saigon.
Okay, now my question. What happens if I stay here with this sticker on it?
Doesn't say anything.
Nothing happens?
No.
Okay then. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be the mop up. 1, 2. So that's 4. I can't have 4, so I don't need Calcutta, and I guess I have to get rid of one of these. Which sucks because I was hoping to make a team, but
San Francisco gets one. And Toronto.
okay.
So 2,
I would move that up.
3, 4. So let's mop up. Show my cards. Okay. Riyadh. That's got an incident. Place an agent in every city with 1 or more incident tokens in Asia.
1. Riyadh is in Asia.
So then it gets another incident token. Players in the Pacific Rim or North America that are not in a safe house each lose 1 cover.
You lose 1 cover. I would just use your mail since that quarter doesn't seem to be working on yours.
I mean, there's my mail. literally is just tearing it apart.
I'll just say fuck it.
Just rub the hole in
The
there.
one thing that they've done terribly is that stuff does not come off easily.
And jelly. Yeah, for the record, it rips a hole in the passport.
Okay. Does anything happen if I go through here? I just can't stay here, or do I lose a cover? I won't be able to leave there no matter what. So I would lose what, 2 covers if I start there?
Actually, this says. Any player in that city loses 1 cover from their current alias unless there's a safe house. This is when an incident occurs.
Well, wait. Never mind.
It didn't say anything about starting there or going through. Because when an incident occurs, place an incident token. Any player in that city loses 1 cover. Then immediately draw the bottom of the card. Blah, blah, blah. Some incident effects require applications. Place an incident token. Draw another threat card. It just says if you are there when it happens.
If I'm there when the incident occurs,
That's what it says.
but after the incident occurs, doesn't matter.
That's all I see about incidents.
Okay, so then I can go there, remove an agent, because no matter what, I'm not gonna be able to leave. Because I'm gonna do 1, move this for 2, move for 3, and remove a guy for 4, so it doesn't keep blowing up.
Doesn't say anything about starting there with an incident.
Okay.
Or passing through. Just says when an incident occurs in a city, place 1 incident token. Any player in that city loses 1 cover from their current alias unless there's a safe house in that city. The city can contain any number of incident tokens. That's all it says.
So then I lose a cover.
When an incident occurs in a city, place 1 incident token in that city. Any players in that city lose 1 cover from their current alias unless there's a safe house.
I guess I don't know if we're to read that as that's only when only when the incident occurs, or that's the rest then of the time period.
Well, maybe it's.
I mean, I don't care if I lose a cover; it's a cover. Okay, so
it'll be 2 covers.
Do I only lose 1 here if I start here, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
But that would mean you lose 2 covers now and 2 covers when you start? Or you're just there and you lose 2 covers? I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says any players in that city lose 1 cover from the current alias unless there's a safe house in the city. The city can contain any number of incident tokens. But that goes on to say, then immediately draw the bottom card from the threat deck, which we're not doing because the incident's already there.
Yeah, if that's the following, then that does make it sound like that only happens during the incident itself. Okay. Alright, then. Okay. Okay, So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't move him. 2. Look at the next 6 threat cards, rearrange them in any order, and return them to the deck. So do that now, because I'm gonna have to get rid of something. So I have enough now to create a team. So I'll do that on my next.
Leningrad is none. Bogota is 1. Santiago has 1. Madrid has 1. No, that's 0. Peking has none now, so.
Okay.
So Leningrad and Novosibirsk.
Novosibirsk, okay. Alrighty.
One, 2.
Move that, guys, if you can. Unless you're going to create a team.
3. Well, the team. We still need a.
No, I made a safe house right where we need
3,
to.
4.
The reason I didn't move them is because I didn't have any moves available.
I only need 1 more, but here's the escalation.
No, you don't need any more. You have exactly the number that you need as your player.
That's right, I can get 4. Prague.
Exactly where we don't want it to be. That is Soviet.
Riyadh. And Delhi.
Okay.
So then I need to get back to
1,
Washington.
2, 3. Making a team for 4 with my 5 cards. And that team can wipe these out on my map up. 1, 2. Billion big cock. Okay.
Toronto. Saigon.
No, you just need to get over here. I can fly easily from a safe house anywhere that I want. So you just need to get over here and make your team. I can get over and pull the trigger for us.
It'll take me 2 more turns.
I know.
Leningrad and Prague. Let's get rid of Cardiff.
No, what did you just pull from?
What do you mean?
These are not the cards that go in your hand.
I just pulled from there. What do you mean?
No. Do these look like the rest of the cards that go in your
Where did
hand?
they come from then?
Look at the back of them.
That's not what I pulled at all.
Clearly it is.
I mean, I'm gonna get rid of the same cards. So.
Either way, you still have to have the right cards in your hand.
Leningrad and Prague.
Okay, on my start, I have to scratch off a cover.
Why? You're at a safe house.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Fly over to Delhi for 1. We'll create a safe house there for 2. And I'll knock these out for 3, 4. And
Check that guy.
I can mop up.
Does she have to get to Washington?
Yeah, but I can still use that to get over. I'm literally just
Use
gonna
what to
drop.
get over?
I'm just gonna drop safe houses as I move around to try and mop up until you get over here to make a team. I can't pull the trigger until that team is there.
And how are you getting over to Washington?
Again, I can fly. All I have to do is be at a safe house. I can drop a card and I can go anywhere that I want.
Okay.
I just have to be at a safe house. So like I said, I'm just gonna move and drop safe houses as I go. Okay.
Well, then I don't need to go over there. I can just go to that safe house.
That's what I was telling
No,
you.
that one's neutral. I got to go over to that one.
I'm saying all you need to do is go to Prague.
Yep.
Make your team, and then on my turn, I will fly over to Washington.
Lima. That's got an incident. Only 3 of those left. Shift each team in a city with surveillance that is not in a safe house to Washington.
None of ours are in a safe house, or not a safe house, or without a safe house. And
With surveillance. Safe house compromise. Remove 1 safe house in Europe. And return it to the supply. Oh, there goes our safe house.
Well, I can literally just fly in my next turn back over there and drop a safe house. I'm at a safe house.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 means I'm gonna lose a cover. Escalation. Shanghai.
No, you only lose an escalation if on the start of your turn you're.
I lose a cover?
Yeah. And you won't because on my turn I'm just gonna fly back there and I'll make a safe house. Duh.
Okay, here goes Saigon. Leningrad.
It's almost.
Prague.
Okay. Delhi. Fly back over. That's 1. That's 2.
Get back to Washington.
And then 3. And there's nowhere good for that to go. I guess I'll just keep it there.
I mean, you can move it to, yeah, in case
4.
something happens this turn.
Okay.
Shanghai, that gets an incident token. Place an agent in every city with 1 or more incident tokens in North America.
None.
Lima. It's gonna come down to no incident tokens. Players in South America or Europe that are not in a safe house each lose 1 covered.
Alright.
Toronto.
Okay, drop it.
Yeah, there's 1. Two, I guess.
I mean, you could do like a. Well, if that's 2, can't go up, so. I mean, you could go this way. Anywhere up here, you can't go to clear anything out yourself. Why do that? They can clear that out.
I guess. Well, I need to do something with my action.
Literally, all you can do is just move.
I can't fly out of there. Where's the other one? Keep that there again. 3-4. Okay, mob up. Mob up. Draw my 2. Maybe I can move a team here. Yep. Okay, here goes. Riyadh. Incident token.
Okay. This is gonna be it. Oh, fuck.
Players in North America or South America each lose 1 card.
No matter what?
That are not in a safe house.
Okay.
Pyongyang. Where was this incident token?
It was on Shanghai, because Pyongyang never blew up.
And then Delhi.
Doing the freaking identify target. Acquire target. Okay, 114.
Says, after cornering Sabic's operative on Charles Bridge at 3 a.m., your team recovering sensitive CIA intel, including Coop's recent briefings and details on your new aliases. Sabic and his operatives were also brokering in stolen Soviet data, a schematic for reconnaissance satellites, and a July launch schedule. The player who completed this objective may remove 1 agent from the board.
Oh boy. The very, very end.
Okay, after the game, all objectives complete. Your group is evaluated as succeeding. Who's your person?
Darius.
Okay, so check objectives. We were succeeding. So succeeding is -1, so we only have 2 event cards next time.
I keep forgetting that I have this as a...
Check cities. Add a surveillance sticker to cities that contain 1 or more instant tokens. Okay, so that's maxed out again. Shanghai gets 1.
Wait, did you moved this one from Moscow? Because I don't believe
I moved it from Moscow.
Okay, so I'm saying, so Riyadh.
It gets all of them.
Yep. Okay.
Let's see. Add a contamination sticker to cities that contain 1 or more outbreak tokens. We don't have any of those.
No.
Check legacy deck. Draw this card. Step 3 at the end of March. Discretionary budget. I appreciate what y'all are doing out there. I've tapped into a somewhat idle internal fund and want to use it in your mission. Just don't mention it to anyone, alright? This ain't exactly by the book. During step 7 of setup, for each box you check, you may add an additional event card to the player deck. This does not affect your funding. Keep this card in the reserve. Destroy it once all 3 boxes are checked. Okay, add more event cards. Right now, open the following doors, A and 13. We also Well, I'll get to those in a second, I guess.
Gunbrella. You do the neutralize agent action in your city, remove 1 or 2 agents from the city. That's 2 points. And Black Book, as an action, discard a city card to place a safe house into the matching city. 1 point. Before we add those, we need to see how many points we have. We need to make quality decisions about safe houses here. Because that was 13. And then what?
A and 13.
It would help us to start with more safe houses on the board than just the 1. This rule is part of setup. Put out restrictions. Put all of the restriction cards you have received into the operations area of the board.
Alright, and then add the felony event card to the pool of events. So we get 1 quiet night. Skip the draw, threat card, step this turn. Okay. Check legacy deck, check game end area. If there are any threat cards in the area, place them in the threat discard pile. Spend budget. Regardless of your group's evaluation, you choose upgrades at the end of each game. You see budgetary units equal to the number of players. Just play the game plus an additional +1 unit if you completed every objective. So we have 3.
Yep. So a safe house costs 3 points.
And what are these? Where's it?
2 and 1.
Gunbrella. You do the neutralize agent action. Move 1 or 2 agents in the city. Black Book is an action. Discard a city card to place a safe house into the matching city. And we can place one of these safe houses.
I just think it would be smart.
Okay, where?
I mean, somewhere in, it's going to be one of these 2.
Well, it should be there then, because that one's a Soviet one. That's it.
Okay.
So put that back on. Cubes.
No, I would just put them in here. Because we're going to have to take them out every single time. They're part of this now, so.
Where do we put those?
Let's add these stickers to the reserve. Where's the reserve?
Anywhere in there?
I guess they could go with just this.
And this we still need.
Yep. Well, we're at least winning more in this game than we did last one.
Where's the... Okay. So far,